Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Study Assiduously. So last class we started with ancient India, and in ancient India we were looking at the prehistoric India, in which we were looking at the Stone Age. We had divided the Stone Age into three parts, that was the Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic age, and we had seen the Paleolithic age in the last class. So today we are going to start with Mesolithic age, then we will look at Neolithic age, and then we'll have a brief outlook on the Chalcolithic or the Copper Stone age. So let's start with the Mesolithic age. So the Mesolithic age was the age just after the Paleolithic age, and the Mesolithic age belonged to the Holocene era. Even the Neolithic age belonged to the Holocene era. What is the Holocene era? Which came just after the Pleistocene era, around 10,000 years ago. So one of the major aspect of this age was that there was reduction in the size of the well-established tool types. So there was reduction in the size of the well-established tool types. जो टूल्स थे उनकी साइज अब कम हो चुकी थी, छोटे टूल्स बनने शुरू हो गए थे. और इसके एक और की फैक्टर है कि यहाँ हमें माइक्रोलिथ्स देखने को मिलते हैं. माइक्रोलिथ्स क्या है? सो माइक्रोलिथ्स आर मिनिएचर स्टोन टूल्स मेड अप ऑफ क्रिप्टोक्रिस्टलाइन सिलिका, कैल्सिडोनी और शर्ट. ये है हमारा माइक्रोलिथ्स. और जो टूल्स थे वो अब कॉम्पोजिट टूल्स बनने लगे थे, जैसे कि स्पेयर हेड्स हो गया, एरो हेड्स हो गया, सिकल्स, आफ्टर हैफ्टिंग देम ऑन वुडन और बोन हैंडल्स. तो पहले की जो टूल्स होती थी वो जैसे एक स्टोन है उसी को हमने शार्प करके यूज़ करना था. बट अब क्या करने लगे ये लोग कि एक वुडन हैंडल बनाने लगे या एक बोन से एक हैंडल बनाने लगे और उसी में उस स्टोन को अटैच कर दिए और अब वो इस टूल को यूज़ करने लगे. ठीक है, पहले बस स्टोन यूज़ करते थे पर अब स्टोन को वुडन या बोन हैंडल में अटैच करके वो यूज़ करने लगे. फिर आते हैं हम, अच्छा तो उससे पहले एक बात कि मेसोलिथ जो वर्ड है वो दो वर्ड्स को मिला के बनाया गया है. एक है मेसो और दूसरा है लिथिक. तो मेसो इज़ अ ग्रीक वर्ड और इसका मतलब है मिडिल, क्योंकि ये पैलियोलिथिक और न्यूलिथिक के बीच में आता है, तो इसे हम मेसोलिथिक एरा कहते हैं. और मेसो का मतलब होता है मिडिल. ठीक है, और लिथिक का मतलब होता है स्टोन. लिथ्स का मतलब होता है स्टोन. तो ये इन दोनों ग्रीक वर्ड्स को जोड़ के बनाया गया है मेसोलिथिक स्टोन. ठीक है, तो मेसोलिथिक इज मेड अप ऑफ two Greek words. By combining two Greek words, meso and lithic, meso means middle and lithic means stone. ठीक है, तो इस एरा में क्या हुआ था? इस एरा से पहले टेम्परेचर में बहुत ज़्यादा राइज आ गया था. ठीक है, टेम्परेचर हैड इंक्रीज्ड अ लॉट, जिसकी वजह से क्लाइमेट वार्म हो गया. इससे क्या हुआ, जो आइस एज था वो आइस मेल्ट होने लगा. आइस मेल्ट होने के कारण अब जब वार्म क्लाइमेट होने लगा तो फ्लोरा और फोना में भी चेंजेस आए और इससे एडवेंट हुआ ग्लोबल वार्मिंग का. नए ह्यूमन ग्रुप्स बनने लगे और वो लोग हाईली मोबाइल हो गए. अब ठंड नहीं थी, वार्म क्लाइमेट था, सूटेबल क्लाइमेट था, तो अब वो लोग एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे ट्रैवल करने लगे. एंड दे यूज्ड टू ऑक्यूपाई, दे बिगैन ऑक्यूपाइंग वेरियस इकोनॉमिक जोन्स. तो अब उनकी वे ऑफ लाइफ के बारे में हम पढ़ते हैं. तो द वे ऑफ लाइफ ऑफ मेसोलिथिक पीपल वर बेटर देन पैलियोलिथिक पीपल फॉर श्योर, because now the climate also started supporting them, and also they started introducing new tools. Okay, so way of life. So now they had started staying in semi-permanent and temporary settlements. Now they started occupying caves and open grounds. Now they were not only hunters and gatherers, but They also started fishing, and also they started domesticating animals. And in the later stages of Mesolithic age, in the Paleolithic age, that is the Mesolithic age, now they started using fire also. तो अब ये लोग सेमी परमानेंट टेम्पररी सेटलमेंट्स में रहने लगे, जहाँ क्योंकि अब वो लोग एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ट्रैवल करते थे, तो वो लोग टेम्पररी सेटलमेंट्स बना के रहते थे. उसके बाद वो लोग अब अपना हाउ दे स्टार्टेड living their life, they used to hunt, fish, gathering food, and after that they also started the domestication of animals, and also they used fire. They also believed in life after death, because the burials that we have found, the people were buried with their belongings, so definitely it is a thought that they believed in life after death. And they also initiated rock arts. Okay, they also initiated rock arts. The first rock paintings of India were discovered at Sohagi Ghat in Kaimur Hills, Uttar Pradesh. So the first rock art in India was discovered at Sohagi Ghat. Sohagi Ghat. Sohagi Ghat, which is in Kaimur Hills in UP, in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, this is Sohagighat, Sohagi Ghat. Just a second. Okay, Sohagi Ghat, UP, which is in Kaimur Hills. Okay, now let us take a look at important Mesolithic sites in India, of course. First of all, Bagaur, Rajasthan, on river Kothari. Bagaur, Rajasthan, in river Kothari. Here what we have found, the best documented Mesolithic sites in India. The best documented Mesolithic sites in India are found in Bagaur, Rajasthan, near river Kothari. After that, Adamgarh, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Here we have found earliest evidence of domestication of animals. Very important. Adamgarh, Madhya Pradesh, earliest evidence of domestication of animals. So, as I told you earlier, I have made these notes in the format in which you can just write down in your copy and use it for later revision. So they are very short, very accurate. Please note it down. Then we have Mahadaha in Uttar Pradesh, in which we have found bone artifacts and also burial of a man and a woman together. Okay. Then we have Langnaj and Meshana, which are in Gujarat. Then we have Kaimur in Mirzapur, Uttar Pradesh. Here we have found evidence of pottery. So now pottery also came into existence. Then we have other prominent sites, which were Chota Nagpur region, Central India, Tinnevelly in Tamil Nadu, Birbhanpur in West Bengal, Langnaj near Gujarat, Sarai Nahr Rai, which was near Allahabad, Pratapgarh area. So these were also the important sites, some prominent sites. Learn them, okay? After that, let's shift to the Neolithic age, but before that I'll show you some pictures. This is the Mesolithic age. They used to live in temporary settlements like this. Now they used to have big sticks in which they used to attach stones and make their new tools. They invented wooden bows and crews for hunting, boats for fishing. Now they started developing, of course, we have seen. And these are the sites here in Gujarat, different areas where we find here in West Bengal, the different sites of the Mesolithic age where we have found its remains. Okay. So now let's start the Neolithic age. So Neolithic age was the age of revolutions. And who called it? Who gave its name to? Who gave the name of Neolithic revolution to the Neolithic age? Very important. V. Gordon Childe. he gave the name Neolithic Revolution to the Neolithic age. Why? Because it was an age of innovations, age of changes. Like Mesolithic age, again Neolithic age is also derived from two Greek words, neo and lithic. Lithic, as we have seen, lithic means stone. We have seen in Mesolithic age also that lithic means stone. And neo, what does neo mean? So neo means new, era of changes, era of innovations, era of revolutions. So new. What were the innovations? Beginning of agriculture and animal domestication. So now agriculture had begun and animal domestication had also begun. The use of sharp and polished tools were started, which made cultivation easier. Okay, and here the men started growing fruits and corn like ragi and horse gram. Okay, they started growing fruits, ragi, horse gram, all these, and also started domesticating cattle, sheep and goats. So there was emergence of settled agriculture. Then innovations in technology. Now technology had also innovated. They had started using polished, pecked, ground stone tools. There was also use of cells, which was very important for ground and polished hand axes. Cells was a material which was used to make ground and polished hand axes. Cells, S-E-L-T-S, cells. They used cells to make ground and polished hand axes. Okay. Now they also started using bone objects like needles, scrapers, borers, arrowheads, pendants, bangles, earrings. So they started developing jewelry also. Then again there came invention of pottery, as we have we had seen in Mesolithic age also. Pottery was there. We had seen pottery was there in evidence of pottery had been found in Meshana in Gujarat. Okay, and Langnaj and Kaimur in Mirzapur. So here we have pottery again. Here what kind of pottery? Because we have found potter wheels. And what kind of pottery? Black burnished ware, grey ware and matte impressed ware. Okay, what kind of pottery we have found? Black burnished ware, grey ware and matte impressed ware in pottery. Again I am saying, please note it down. Black burnished ware, grey ware and matte impressed ware. It can therefore be said that pottery had started emerging in this phase. Then emergence of self-sufficient village communities. Now the village communities which were emerging, they knew agriculture, they knew domestication of animals, they had tremendous innovations in their technology, in their stone tools and like their and bone tools as well. There were innovation of pottery as well. So now the villages had become self-sufficient. Okay, and division of labor based on their gender and age. Division of labor based on their gender and age. Like what? So the work was given according to gender and age. Like children were given I guess less amount of work, which required less amount of hard work and muscle power, and grown up men were given more, and similarly women were given less amount of work which required less amount of muscle power. Right, now let's see the important Neolithic sites again, and I will say this importance. Okay, so you can note it down. I will be very slow with it. First of all, it is Burzahum in Jammu and Kashmir. Here we have found an unique rectangular chopper, and here we have also seen that dogs were buried along with their masters. Please note it down. Rectangular choppers, choppers, and also we have seen dogs were buried with their masters in Burzaham, Jammu and Kashmir. Then we have Gufkral in Jammu and Kashmir. Here we have found stone tools and graveyards. The graveyards were not normal graveyards. Here graveyards were made inside the houses. Okay. Then we have Maski, Brahmagiri, Piklihal, Takkala Kota. All of these are in Karnataka. Here there is proof of cattle herding. Burzaham mein we have found rectangular choppers and dogs buried with masters. Gufkral mein we have found stone tools and graveyards in houses. And Maski, Brahmagiri, Piklihal and Takkala Kota in Karnataka we have found proof of cattle herding. So next, that is, we have done these three. Please keep learning it also. Just you will listen to it and write it. Half of your work is done. Then you will just give it one revision before your exam and you're all set to clear your prelims. Okay. Then Budihal. Budihal is in Karnataka, and here also we have found proof of community food preparation and feasting. So they had started having parties here. Okay. Community food preparation and feasting. Then we have Chirand in Bihar. Here we have found bone implements. Okay. Bone implements which were specially made of antlers. What are antlers? Antlers are deer horns. Bone implements made of antlers. Antlers, okay. And what are antlers? They are deer horns. We have found bone implements made of antlers. Antlers are deer horns. Then there is Balan Valley. Where is Balan Valley? Where is Balan Valley? It is located on the northern spurs of Vindhyas and the middle part of Narmada valleys. Okay, northern part of Vindhya mountain and the middle part of Narmada valley. Here we have found the evidences of all three phases. That is the Paleolithic age, followed by Mesolithic and Neolithic in sequence. Then we have Koldiva. Koldiva is also again in Balan Valley. Here this also reveals the threefold cultural sequence of Neolithic, Chalcolithic and Iron Age. Here we do not find the Paleolithic and Mesolithic age. Here we find the later ages, that is the Neolithic, Chalcolithic and Iron Age. Okay. Then there is Chopani Mando in West Bengal. I think I have not written that. Okay. Here one more we have. After this you can write it. Chopani. Chopani. Chopani, Manda and West Bengal. It is in West Bengal. Okay. Mando in West Bengal. Here we have found earliest evidence of use of pottery. Here also we have found earliest evidence of pottery. Okay. Sorry for this writing. Actually the cursor is very slippery, so this is pottery. Okay. Pottery. Next, Mehergarh. Mehergarh is known as the bread basket of Baluchistan, and it is a province of Pakistan. Okay. In Mehergarh, what we have found, Mehergarh is the earliest evidence of Neolithic site. It is the earliest Neolithic site. We have found here houses which were built of sun-dried bricks by Neolithic people. They used to sun-dry their bricks. They used to keep their bricks. They used to expose their bricks to the sun and dry them and then use it for making their houses. Here we have seen evidences of crop cultivation like wheat, barley and cotton. Okay, wheat, barley and cotton. And also we have seen here earliest example of dentistry, that is drilling of human tooth. This is an important and different thing. Dentistry. Dentistry. Okay, we have seen here earliest evidence of dentistry. They used to drill their tooth, human tooth. Then again Koldiva and Mahagar in south of Allahabad. Okay, Koldiva and Mahagar in south of Allahabad. Here we have seen circular huts along with crude handmade pottery. Evidence of rice has also been found here, and this evidence of rice, which was in Koldiva Mahagara near Allahabad, is the oldest evidence of rice cultivation, not only in India but anywhere in the world. Okay, so first place where we have found rice cultivation was Koldiva and Mahagar in Allahabad. In the entire world, this was the first place where we had found evidences of rice cultivation. Then we have these we'll do together because the same evidences have been found here. Okay, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is Piyampalli in Tamil Nadu, Utnur, Nagarjunkonda, Udihal in Andhra Pradesh, Amri, Kothdiji in Sindh, Punjab, Garo Hills in Meghalaya, and Saraikola, which is near Takshila on Potwar Plateau. Here, these are all very prominent sites of the Neolithic age. Okay, here we come to an end of Neolithic age. Here you can see there it was a change of it was an era of revolutions. The houses they started making, this is a burial. Okay, they used to bury with their belongings. This is burial, and here are some of their tools or some of their artifacts, you can say, either made of I think this is made of bones. Okay, like I said you, artifacts made of antlers, that is deer horns. Maybe this is made of antlers. Okay, so next we have Chalcolithic or Copper Stone Age. Okay, so we'll have a brief outlook on this. If you all will request, then I can make another video on this separately, but since this is a small topic, I thought I would just write some things here and I would dictate it to you and you can just make your notes. So the Chalcolithic or Copper Stone Age, the era between, one second, the era between 3000 to 500 BC. 3000 to 500 BCE. This was the Chalcolithic or Copper Stone Age. Okay. Chalcolithic. CHALCOLITHIC. Okay, Chalcolithic age. That was between 300 BC to 500 BC. So the Chalcolithic age here started use of metal along with the stone tools. Here metal tools also started to be used, and as the name suggests, Copper Stone Age. So metal tool of which metal tool was used here? It was the metal which was used to make tools here was copper, since it is known as the Copper Stone Age. Okay, the metal which was used here was copper. Fine. So this Chalcolithic stage has a very great impact on the settlements of the pre-Harappans. Okay, now let us see the difference between Chalcolithic and Harappan age. Chalcolithic age was primarily rural, whereas Harappan was primarily urban. Chalcolithic used mostly copper, and Harappan is known as the Bronze Age. The Chalcolithic people lived near hilly land or rivers, and the Harappan attained urbanization on the basis of produce from floodplains in the Indus Valley. So let us see the way of life of the Chalcolithic people. Okay, they were basically agriculturalists and reared cattle. Okay, but plow or hoes have not been found here. So here, but the place where they used to live, that majorly had black soil, which is useful for growing cotton, as we all know. So maybe they growed cotton. They had grown cotton, and their staple diet was wheat and rice, and also they cultivated bajra and several other pulses like black gram, lentils, green gram, and grass pea. They domesticated. Now they domesticated animals as well. What did they domesticate? Cows, sheep, goat, pigs, buffaloes, and they also hunted. Deers. Okay, but they did not know anything about horses. Any information about horses was not yet known. They knew about cows, sheep, goats, pigs, and buffaloes. They hunted and ate deer, and about horses nothing was known. About horses nothing was known. Okay, now again here we have seen pottery. Now that pottery was black and red pottery and ochre colored pottery. Okay, now they had started making black, red pottery and ochre colored pottery. Then the rural, as I had already said you while I was explaining the difference between Chalcolithic and Harappan, that Chalcolithic people were majorly rural people, and they lived in rural settlements and were not acquainted with burnt brick. They did not know anything about burnt brick. They definitely uses mud houses. They used houses made of mud bricks. Okay, and their economy was village based. And here it is important to note that social inequalities had begun here as well. Okay, this was the place where social inequalities had already begun, as the chiefs lived in rectangular houses and dominated others who lived in round huts. Who was the chief? The chief of them lived in a rectangular house, whereas the others lived in round huts. Okay, this was the head, and they were the people who lived in round huts were inferior to the chief. Okay, so here we have seen social inequality. Next, their villages were all very small and their huts were very close to each other's. Okay, and people lived in rectangular and circular houses with mud walls and thatched roofs, and most houses were single roomed, but some had 2 or 3 rooms. Okay, most houses were single room, but some as well had 3 or 2 rooms. Okay, 2 or 3 rooms. Here we have seen we have found evidences of worshipping as well. Their small clay images of earth goddess have been found. Okay, which is named as mother goddess. Small clay images of earth goddess, who is named as the mother goddess, is found here. And the bull was the symbol of their religious cult. Here, bull was an important symbol of the religious cult. Okay, bull. Okay, B-U-double-L, bull. It was an important symbol of the religious cult. And we have found bull terracottas in Malwa and Rajasthan plateau. Okay, no, sorry. These bulls, which were the symbol of the religious cult, were styled on the basis of the Malwa and Rajasthan terracotta bull figurines. Okay. Now, Chalcolithic people were fond of ornaments and decoration. They liked ornaments and decoration as well. The women wore ornaments of shell and bone and carried finely worked combs in their hair. They manufactured beads of semi-precious stones such as carnelian, steatite and quartz crystal. Now the women were fond of decorating themselves. They were fond of ornaments. Okay, in every age this is a common thing, and women wore ornaments of shell and bone, and they made finely worked combs and they carried it in their hair. They also manufactured beads of semi-precious stones like carnelian, steatite and quartz crystal. The Chalcolithic era people were expert coppersmiths. As we know, this is known as Copper Stone Age, so definitely they have to be coppersmiths. They knew the art of copper smelting and were very good stone workers. Okay, they knew spinning and weaving as well, and only exception, they never knew the art of writing. Infant mortality was very high here. Okay, the burial of large number of children in western Maharashtra has been found. So we come to know that infant mortality rate was very high. So important Chalcolithic sites, let's go with that. We find it in just please note it down. Okay, we find important Chalcolithic sites in Ahar, which is in Banas Valley, Rajasthan. Ahar, which is in Banas Valley, Rajasthan. Here people practiced smelting and metallurgy and lived in stone built houses. Okay, then we have Gilunt, which is in Gilunt, which is in Banas Valley, Rajasthan. Here we have found seldom use of burnt bricks. Okay, seldom use of burnt bricks. Then we have Nevasa, which is in Maharashtra, and Iran, which is in Madhya Pradesh. This is ERAN, Iran, not Iran. ERAN, Iran. Okay, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Here we have found non-Harappan culture. Then we have Navdatoli. Navdatoli, Navdatoli. Here they have almost cultivated all food grains. Okay. Then we have Daimabad. It is the largest Jorve culture site in Godavari Valley. What culture site? Jorve. JORWE. Jorve. Okay. In Godavari Valley, and it was famous for recovery of bronze goods such as bronze rhinoceros, elephants, two-wheeled chariot with a rider and a buffalo. Then we have Songaon, Inamgaon and Nasik in Maharashtra, and large mud houses with ovens and circular pit houses have been found. Then we have Kayatha in Madhya Pradesh. Here we have found mud plastered floors, pre-Harappan elements in pottery along with copper objects and with sharp cutting edges. Then we have Malwa in Madhya Pradesh. Here the richest Chalcolithic ceramics have been found and spindle molds have been found, and non-Harappan culture as well. Chiran, Sanuar, Sonpur in Bihar and Mahishdal in West Bengal. Here we have found prominent sites in these concerned states. Okay, so that was all for today's lecture. So you can do one thing, you can pause and write it, and whatever I have dictated to you, please slow down the speed in YouTube and please write it down. Okay, because these are very accurate notes, very short notes. You will find it very helpful later on. So we have completed one chapter, that is the prehistoric India. In my next video I will be discussing Harappan civilization, that is the Bronze Age with you. Okay, so please again I would like to say you that like and subscribe and definitely share my videos. Thank you so much.